JBN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, man robbed, truck set ablaze in St. Catherine. A trucker was robbed of an undetermined sum of money by unknown assailants in St. Catherine on Tuesday, and his truck set ablaze by its attackers. The corporate communications unit confirmed that the robbery took place at about 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Video footage of the truck, which was set ablaze, emerged on Tuesday night, making several rounds on social media. The robbery occurred along a section of the Edward Siaga Highway in the vicinity of the Vanity Fair Bridge. The men robbed him, then set fire to the truck. The trucker was knocked unconscious by the men who robbed him. A source said that the trucker was employed to a distribution company, was stopped by men who he assumed to be policemen because they were flashing red and blue lights. They stuck a gun in his face and knocked him out and robbed him of his 2 phones. They then set fire to the truck because they were upset that they couldn't get access to a revolving safe in the truck that cannot be accessed so easily, so they set fire to the truck out of spite, the source said. The police are investigating. Uncle allegedly fatally stabs nephew in Portland. A Portland man is dead and his uncle is on the run. The deceased was fatally stabbed during an argument in the community of Mill Run in the upper Rio Grande Valley. He is yet to be identified. It is reported that the two had verbal disputes over the past week. It is further reported that during a heated exchange this morning, the uncle used the knife to allegedly stab his nephew. He was pronounced dead at hospital. Alleged Portland robber accused of lying to the police charged. A Portland man accused of lying to the police that he was robbed by cops has been charged with creating public mischief. He is 31-year-old Joel Reed, a construction worker of Snow Hill District in the parish. The police report that about 3:10 a.m. on March 8, Reed reported that he was robbed of a rented Toyota Aximotor car by men posing as cops. 2 days later, Reed and 2 other men were arrested by the police following a robbery in Snow Hill. 2 days later, Reed and 2 other men were arrested by the police following a robbery in Snow Hill. Further investigation led to the arrest of another man. All 4 were charged by the police in connection with a series of robberies committed over a week in East Portland. While in custody, Reed allegedly confessed to lying to the police about him being robbed on March 8. He was subsequently charged with creating public mischief. His court date is being finalized. Kingston shopkeeper charged with assault granted $250,000 bail. A man who allegedly defended his female relative was a complainant in a case from possible assault in the precincts of the Supreme Court has been granted bail. Abijah Hines, 40, a shopkeeper of a Kingston address, was granted bail in the sum of $250,000 with a surety. Hines, who is charged with assault occasioning actual bodily harm, is to return to the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on April 26. King's Counsel Peter Champagny, in applying for bail last week, said Hines had accompanied his relative to court on February 2. The relative, who is the complainant, made certain disclosures in court, which resulted in the revocation of bail for the accused man in her case. Champagny said the complainant in the case against Hines was allegedly in the process of attacking his relative. He said the complainant was obviously upset because the accused was remanded after the bail was revoked. Hines intervened, and a fight developed between him and the complainant. Champagny told the court that Hines was acting in self-defense as he feared the complainant was going to kill him or do serious harm to his relative. One done gangster who urinated in courtroom found guilty. Ted Prince, otherwise called Magaman, the one done gangster who shockingly urinated in the Home Circuit Court, was this morning found guilty of contempt of court. He is to be sentenced on April 14. Prince is one of 15 gang members convicted recently under the Criminal Justice Suppression of Criminal Organization Act. Among the convicts is Andre Blackman Bryan, who was found guilty for the leadership of a criminal organization. Prince, one of the gang's foot soldiers, was seen on a video link monitor urinating in a corner of the courtroom during the trial. Before the shocking development, Chief Justice Brian Sachs was alerted that Prince wanted to speak, but shortly after, Prince was seen jumping over the bench and going into the corner to relieve himself. Police personnel then told the judge that Prince wanted to use the bathroom and the trial was adjourned. Prince, while being escorted from the courtroom, was overheard saying, "If me want come in a paper, me no care. Pissing at that, me no care." It is understood that Prince had repeatedly asked the police officers to seek permission for him to use the bathroom, but was told to wait as the trial would break soon. 16-year-old boy charged with murder. A 16-year-old boy has been charged in connection with an October 2022 attack that left a man dead and a teenage girl injured. The teen was charged on Tuesday with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, illegal possession of ammunition, and housebreaking with intent. He was charged in the presence of his attorney while in custody at the Metcalf Street Secure Juvenile Remand Center. The incident happened on October 24, 2022 on 7th Street in Kingston 13. The police report that about 2:30 p.m., armed men kicked open the door to a house and shot and killed 21-year-old Shamar Muir and assaulted a teenage girl who was also at the premises. The police were summoned and an investigation launched. Following an intensive probe, the teen was charged. Lawmen continued to search for the other perpetrators involved in the incident. Stop chasing our buses, JUCC tells students. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company Limited, JUCC, and the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport are appealing to students in downtown Kingston to avoid running alongside buses in an attempt to board and secure seating. This has been a long-standing issue, especially at peak hours, when passenger load is generally greater than the supply of JUTC buses. The situation has been exacerbated by a shortage of JUTC buses, which has been addressed by the government. Given the lengthy wait to get a JUTC bus during peak hours, commuters often jostle to secure space on buses. The entities argue that the practice of running alongside JUTC buses in the downtown Kingston lay-by poses a serious risk to student and vehicular safety. In recent weeks, they said, there have been reported incidents of students from schools in downtown Kingston running alongside buses in the bus park in an attempt to board and secure seating. The behavior not only endangers the students' life and safety, but also the safety of other passengers and road users, they argued. This practice is extremely dangerous and could lead to serious injury or may even result in death. We witnessed this behavior in the latter part of December 2022, and unfortunately, it seems to continue even now. We cannot continue to ignore the issue, as to do so will be at our own peril, noted Corporate Communications Manager at the JUTC, Sasso Toms. An urgent appeal is also being made to school officials and parents to speak with their children about the dangers of running after and alongside buses and the importance of practicing road safety while commuting to and from school. They are also being reminded to encourage students to stand on the curb and wait for the buses to come to a complete stop before approaching them. Approach the bus from the front and wait for the driver to open the door and do not push or shove other passengers, the JUTC and the Road Safety Unit advised. The Ministry and JUTC take the safety of all commuters seriously, and we want to remind everyone that running alongside buses is a dangerous practice, said Deidre Hudson Sinclair, Director of the Road Safety Unit. We have engaged the Ministry of Education and Youth, as well as the schools in the area, to provide road safety intervention, and will be doing so over the coming weeks. Parents and students are being asked to take this issue seriously and to work together with the Ministry and the JUTC to ensure the safety of all students and commuters in preventing any future incidents. My father was everything to me. 14-year-old Luke Gordon Jr. could hardly stand as he recalled the heartbreaking moments leading to the death of his father, Luke Gordon Sr., who drowned while trying to rescue two girls who were swallowed by water during a family trip to Reggae Falls, St. Thomas, on Sunday. The heartbroken teen said he could not help but watch painfully as his father, a 41-year-old taxi operator and grave digger at the Maypen Cemetery in Kingston, took his last breath. "Me ball out, Daddy, when my sister go under the water," remarked the tearful Calabar High School student on Tuesday at his home in Trenchtown, St. Andrew. Gordon Sr. was described as a loving father to his two sons. Luke Jr. and Quinn Gordon, who is 9, began to sink after reportedly hitting his head on a rock and lost consciousness. "They will win at the water play, but then we get hungry so we all get some snacks. Some of the kids they want to go by the falls, but one lady tells us we couldn't go without an adult, so my father decided to go out there, and so everybody turned back," he related. "We did it until the water slapped on my stepsister and another girl. Same time my father died for go for her, and they will not see him after that," the grieving offspring said. For 20 minutes, rescuers attempted to locate Gordon Sr. after both girls were brought to shore. Their fears were turned into reality when an off-duty soldier recovered his body from underwater. "Me couldn't tell how me feel right now. Me numb, because my father was everything to me," the son said. Mary, who is Gordon Sr.'s older sister, Also said the entire family was rocked by the incident and that her brother was an exemplary father who loved his children beyond words. We don't know what to think right now. Everybody just at a loss of words. Dickie loved his sons. Everything is about them. Him is a good man who do anything for his children. And him always look out for other kids in the community also, Mary said. Little Luke added that his father's death will have a lasting effect on him, but he was taking solace from the fact that his father died as a hero. Maybe the two little girls would not be here right now if him never jump off of them. Me I go miss him forever. But what he did was something special. And I love him even more for that, the teen said. The incident happened about 4 p.m., according to Deputy Superintendent of Police O'Neill Thompson, who is in charge of police operations in St. Thomas. Thompson also used the opportunity to offer condolences to the grieving family. It is surely a difficult time for the family, especially Mr. Gordon's sons. My sincerest condolences to them and the family generally, and I hope that as time passes, their hearts will start to mend, Thompson said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.